Hi everybody, this is the second part of pollination. We've already learned what is pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. There are two types of pollination, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now we have to learn how the pollen grains travel from the anther to the stigma. Now for that, we go to the next slide. You will see who helps in pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. How does it travel? So we need agents. And who are the agents? You will see there are many natural agents. And who are the natural agents? You will see there is a slide here with the picture. Insects. Then you have wind. And then you have water. So who are the different agents? Insects and birds. They help in pollination. Then you have wind that helps in pollination. And you also have water. Now how does insects and birds help in pollination? We will learn in the next slide. Pollination by insects and birds. Okay. So here you can see a bee. When the bee comes to suck the nectar on a flower, you will find that the pollen grains get stuck to the body. Okay. When a bird is coming to suck the nectar, this is a hummingbird, you will see, and it has a long beak which goes inside, and that is the time the pollen grains get stuck to the beak. Then what happens? Okay, and why do these bees and birds come to these flowers? Because these flowers have to be colorful. They attract them. They have a scent, a smell, the nectar that attracts these insects and birds. And on their visit, the pollen grains get stuck to the body, as you can see here. The pollen grains getting stuck to the bee's body. And then when it visits another flower, then it drops, as it shakes its body, it drops the pollen grains. Okay? When they visit another flower on the same plant, example, rose, sunflower, papaya. So these are different types of plants that get pollinated by insects and birds. Let us see pollination by water. How does water pollinate? Now you can see there are water plants, okay, water weeds. So the pollen grains come up, they float, and then with the current of the water, it travels to the another plant, and then it gets stuck to the stigma of the other plant, and that is how pollination takes place. Let us see another plant. Here you can see another plant, another water weed, where the pollen grains come out and it travels. When the water moves, it travels to another plant of the same type, and that is how pollination takes place. Let us define it. Okay? In some water plants, the pollen grains float and reach the pistil with the water currents. So as the water flows, it takes the pollen grains from one flower to the other flower. Most of the water weeds are pollinated by water. Example, lotus, tape grass, hydrophily. So these are the different types of water plants that get pollinated by water. Let us see how wind helps in pollination. Okay. Here you will see a date palm, like a coconut tree, but they are not coconut, it's a date palm. Okay. And then when the wind blows, the pollen grains are light, okay, very light, and then it travels on to the other plant, and that is how it gets pollinated. Let us see another plant. Here you can see there is a dandelion. Okay, I have one here, example of a dandelion. Okay, and then when I blow onto it, you can see how the seeds, they have wings, they travel. Okay, and then I have another seed, a hiptage. Okay, and when I throw it up, it falls, and this hiptage is also called a helicopter flower because it turns. I can show it to you again. Here you can see it's a hiptage. As I throw it up, it turns, it spins just like a helicopter. Here you can see it's spinning. So it is called a helicopter flower. So let us define it and see what happens, how pollination takes place by wind. So some plants like dandelion, as I showed you when I blew into it, grains are blown away by wind to another as they are very light and pollination takes place. For example, dandelion, cottonwood, oak. Okay. So what I want you to do is, in your next assignment, that is part 2, to solve, watch the video, try and understand it, read the chapter and do your assignments. Thank you.